Hey there, my name's Glendon. Welcome to my 10,000 day Minecraft survival world. The world tour is done. It's time to move on to the next project. I'd like to show you how I keep track of my projects in my world, and I do so in the corner behind me. I typically restrict myself to working on no more than 3 projects at once. Having multiple projects on the go allows me to switch things up if I get bored with one particular project. 2 of the 3 projects are usually larger build projects, and these are indicated by these glow item frames. My current projects are building the Flower and Dye Farm District and upgrading a Stronghold Keep. Both these ideas came from my book of project ideas, where I make note of everything that I would like to do in my forever world. The third project is always a bit of a random task. It's currently set at building a starter base, which would involve me putting all my good gear in my ender chest and going out into the wilderness and punching a tree. I get these ideas from this randomizer over here. We have a trap chest on a hopper and 2 dispensers that dispense ideas out. So once I complete this starter base, I will come here and I will choose a new idea, like complete a small project or create a map. These dispensers are full of ideas, including looting trial chamber, mining a chunk, looting a bastion remnant, digging a trail ruin, building a farm, just farming blocks and items, or just go mining. This barrel here holds different items that I need to build a farm for. 10,000 days in, and I still don't have a cobblestone farm. At this point, I'm just seeing how long I can hold out until I actually need it. But we have a lot of new items that need farms, including some of the new items from 1.21.5. And I hope to get to those soon. But I started out this explanation saying that this is how I typically manage my projects. And today's one of those days where we're going to completely ignore everything I just explained and go do something else, because I got an idea in my head and I have to execute it. So off we go, and I will show you what I plan to do. So from my keep here, just through this valley, I am planning a major build project. And just let me get to a good tree where we can view it. So my keep is just beyond that mountain there. And I have this idea of building a giant Minecraft logo into this mountain as if it was carved from the mountain. The logo would be visible from this road that I have built over down here. And up here you can see a pillar of stone that I've used to indicate the size of one of the letters. I plan for this thing to be massive. One of the key considerations in placing the logo, which will be right here, is I want it visible from this road here. However, I don't want it visible from my keep. So from the balcony of my keep there, you'll be kind of looking at the side of the letter M. And I plan to kind of hide that with this piece of the mountain here. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to happen. Maybe planting some trees. I may have to extend the mountain just slightly. But I don't want the logo visible from my keep. But the first step to this project is we need to start digging and making room for the logo. The dig is complete. I think I got 27 shulker boxes of stone and another 9 of grass and dirt, plus odds and ends. So you can now see the scale at which I'm picturing this Minecraft logo. I've kind of marked out the letters using these stone blocks here. And I'm going to build it on a little bit of a plinth here. So I've dug too far. I'm going to build it back up just a little bit. I think the letters will be about 24 blocks tall. The next step is to start building. And I'm planning to just build using stone. I want it to look monolithic in the end. And I'm not sure if it will look plain or not. So we'll make any texturing decisions after I have the letters built. So let's use those 27 shulker boxes of stone and build some letters. So I have built the M, and I hate it. So I did want it to feel monolithic. However, I don't think the stone is working here. You can definitely see patterns within the stone. I thought it would be plain enough, but I don't think it is. So I think I need to try something else, either texturing it up even more or going more plain. Second, the ratio of the letter is wrong. I don't think it's tall enough given the width. So at this point, I think I'm going to scrap this. We're going to take it down, and we are going to go to my design testing world and figure out something else. Welcome to my design testing world. So I have reworked the scale of the letters. These are a little bit shorter than what I built in my Forever world, but I like the ratio a lot better. The stone here is what we did, and I want it to be monolithic, and you can just see the pattern within the stone, just the repeating texture, and I don't like that. So I've tried a number of things here. First, we're just trying to mix in some stone blocks, just kind of randomly. I use kind of a random block picker. And then maybe this was probably too much stone, but it's better than this. Next, I kind of manually sprinkled in just some stone bricks, and I like this a lot more. And actually, I could probably live with that. However, when I went the other way and tried to make it more plain, I think this is my favorite. I think we're going to do this thing out of concrete. The downside is the color is a little bit off from the stone, but I don't know. I think it's my favorite. I think this is what we're going to go with. And because we're using concrete, I will have a lot of use for my blast chamber for this project. This blast chamber is a cubic meter design. I don't use TNT duping in my world, so I need to make every TNT block count, and this blast chamber blows up hundreds of blocks with every single TNT. And it's always fun to make things go boom. So we have the M and the I built. And overall, I think this scale works a lot better than the previous M. Unfortunately, it does mean I excavated way too much and I will need to fill some of that back in, but oh well. One of the key characteristics of the logo is it has kind of these cracks in the letters. And my original plan was this here, to just kind of indent it But I think it's too distracting, and it kind of just, yeah, it draws the eye too much. My next idea was to use just a different color, so I used the regular gray concrete here, but that's just too much contrast. So in doing the eye, we're using light gray wool, and I think that just provides enough differentiation. I think that provides the right amount of contrast. So you're definitely visible, but not overpowering. And I like it. I think we're good to go. So let's start building out the rest of this logo. All right, we have the logo built and I am liking the look of it. What you didn't see in the time lapse is I've also increased the depth of the letters, which I think also adds to it, which is looking good. I think the next step is to make this fit into the environment. So filling in the areas where I dug out too much. I also want to kind of trim these cliffs in the front here, make them just a little bit closer to the logo. Because if you remember, I want it viewable from this road down here. And I think I also have to add to the top. I had been debating whether to leave it open on the top or kind of bring the ground up above it. And I think I have to bring it out because if you look at the E, the shadows, help define the shape of the E. But when you look at the I, there's no shadows around it to help define it. So I think we need shadows just to help further define the logo. So I think that will help. So anyway, so let's make this fit into the environment. Let's go. It's done. It's done. It's finally done. I think the landscaping took longer than the rest of the project combined, but it's finally done. And goal accomplished. You can barely see it from my keep here, unless you have a spyglass. Then you can kind of see it. There's the side of the M right there. But overall, it is good. I love it. So it is time for the big reveal. So let's do a little bit of cinematic here and show off my new Minecraft logo. What do you think of my Minecraft logo? Is this something you would build in your world? If you found this video at least mildly amusing, please consider giving it a like. But until next time, we'll see ya.